Good morning, everyone. Sure is a pleasure to be with you again. I hope this finds all of you well. I hope those of you that are hurting, you keep plowing through this and get on the other side of this. I hate to see anything or person suffer. It's just we have to pull ourselves out of that. Keeping in mind you're frugivorish as a Homo sapien. Viewing this, you are a frugivore, and you've got to get more and live more in the fruit, berries, and melons. And look at all the testimonials that you see from those that have done that. Went to the fruits, berries, and melons, and then they put themselves on the herbs, those that can afford it. And that's just what you do. You do everything in your affordability. You do everything you can to get yourself well. The tools are limited, but yet they're not. We have a ton of tools. The real problem is man's waking up in a very advanced state of decay. If you take a look at the human cell, I don't think this planet's ever seen the decay of the human cell at that level, or at the level that you see it. Look at genetics. And these guys are chasing off into the gene world. It's like, hello. But you all are learning the truth of this, and I love that. You're standing up tall. A lot of you are helping so many people. I'm just proud to be a part of this group that is so good. Now, the Facebookers, they want to know why their kidneys stop filtering when they do 100% fruit. Well, your kidneys don't stop filtering, but I have seen times when you're way up there that your urine cleans up a little bit from the heavy cloudiness. And they can't say, why all that is. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, we don't know an awful lot about things in these areas because, shoot, it's taken this long just to wake up to the kidneys. Half the world still doesn't understand the kidneys. So and the role of the adrenals and how they control that. We just don't, allopathically, and most people have been resting on all these old allopathic theories. Well, now it's time to clean the blackboard off, or those sketchy things, clean that off and make anew. And we have to start fresh because some of this stuff is way out there. So I'm going to try to catch up today. I came in here to see if I could film a couple of hours for you and get this filmed. Then I'm going to come back in the weekend, hopefully, and do that because we have a lot to catch up here. Wow, look at these pictures. Wow, I just love all this. I'm so piled under here, guys, so forgive me. But look at that. Look at those watermelons. However, if those were crimson sweets, they'd knock your toes off. But they look like they're seedless. And I am sad it was seedless. Look at those blackberries. They need to be a little riper, but they surely look good. Look at that, baby. When you see something like that, what do you see? You see color, you see energy, you see power, you see health. You don't see that when you look at dead tissue. And I love, this is my little dog. Not really my little dog, but boy, you sure you want to look at me on a big screen TV there? That could not be so good. Look at that. I had a golden retriever, man. These dogs can talk to you. Thank you, guys. Love you guys. You guys are the best of the best there. You know what? The world of healing is a very interesting world. And you guys are the best. So just keep hanging in there. Don't let anything deter you. Don't think you have to have all the knowledge in the world. And don't think you have to be a purist either. Balance, key factor in being able to help people. If you get too strict with people, you're going to lose them. So it's a balancing act when you're working with people to understand their limitations. That's why observation instead of thought. Thought you just plow in and you can get rude, you can get egotistical, all kinds of things when the mind's controlling it, because that's what's controlling it, the id, the ego, the mind. But when you step back and you become more of who you really are, that's where the love and compassion and humility come in. And that's when you see everyone as on a rock spinning through space, a struggle for all souls at best. So having that love and compassion for your fellow man is really key. Really need this bad in today's world. It's the only thing that really, I think, is going to overshadow all the negativity and stuff, you know. Sunshine, 1974ism. Water retention in body. Writing the same question again. Sorry about that. I know you're a very busy person, so yeah, forgive me though, guys. I am, but hang in there. But keep in mind, use your own smarts. Go out and buy a bunch of... The problem with, I used to say, get yourself educated. Read, read, read. The problem with read, read, read is that I wouldn't read the newer books on the market. This is where you get all these different viewpoints and ridiculous concepts and stuff that fly around from all over the place. Go back to the mid to later 1800s and then the earlier 1900s. Boy, and the raw food books. Now, you don't see that antagonism between different people, like Doug or me or Young or any of these other people, because there wasn't such an opinion that separated people like that. There was an opinion between fruits and vegetables like there are now. That didn't exist. It wasn't even thought to exist because no one ever thought fruits were bad. Whoever brought that concept up, you know, did a big injustice to the world. Who chose edema, water retention in body? I have a very important question to ask. My mom, as I wrote before, has osteoporosis. She is on raw food diet, mornings, fruits and veggie smoothies, lunch, large salad, dinner, fruit salad, and melon, but she doesn't drink water at all. Well, she's getting a lot of water here. A week ago, we noticed water retention in her body. She lives in Italy, and here is plus 42 centimeters, so we don't know, or Celsius, know, or is it from the heat, from the diet, or not enough water? The strange thing is when we press the finger into the skin, the fingerprint stays around 20 seconds. Okay, Inga and family. Listen, sweetheart, this is your mom's kidneys. And generally, as you get older, kidney failure is quite the case. I mean, it's just, you know, your kidneys can only handle so many protein meals before they start sliding down the tubes. So yes, this is kidney failure. There's a ton of water in all these fruits and melons and in your smoothies and all the stuff that you're doing. The fact that you're holding water shows how acidic your mom is, or you, mom. And this is why you must carry down on that lymphatic system, work on your kidneys, work on the adrenal glands, controls the kidneys. Remember that, kidney adrenals, twins, always work on those. They work on your lymph system. Clean up your bowels, always clean up your gut, GI tract, and get into your lymph system and get those kidneys filtering, and then that edema will come out. But this is what you know, these are the things that lead to congestive heart failure, pulmonary edema, things like this, and it's just acidosis. But acidosis, again, is, you know, the human body holding water, fighting that acid fight, fighting the battle there. So very important to get your kidneys working, sweetheart, and get that edema out of you. The edema will come out when the kidneys and the lymph system starts working and filtering properly, then all the edema will come out of you. But this is not just in the legs, this is systemic. So real problematic, but it does show acidosis. Remember, she's like a female that holds water during her monthly menses. This is all about the fight of pH. The fight of pH, basically. Since taking the herbs I have developed, this is Chris, this is Verne, V-E-R-N-E, Verne. Since taking the herbs I have developed eczema on my skin in the neck area. Can you or Dr. Morris please give me some advice on this? When you start on the herbs, you can see the power difference. There's no question. Now, hands down, you can see the difference. A lot of you have made comments already, the tremendous difference. My clients all over the world have commented me for years the same way. And so I've experienced them the same way. So they are beautiful. They're so incredible. There's no words to say thank you to the Creator for having a tremendous pharmacy or pharmacopoeia of botanicals. It's just, God, I mean, thanks. My God. But when you start on these herbs and we start moving and kicking and trying to open things up, It takes a while. Now, I want you guys to remember, nothing's like this when you're talking miles of a lipid-based fluid that has become basically stagnant like a pond. Now, all the fungus that grows in that stagnation from fermentation and all the bacteria stuff, we could just scrape that up and eat it. Don't we sell palm scum as blue-green algae or something? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult anybody there, but we could. When you start that and your kidneys aren't filtering like they should, your third kidney, the skin, is going to make up for it. This just shows you that your skin's trying to help you, dear. It's your kidneys that's the problem. I also, being the neck area, I would definitely clean up my gut. That means stomach and bowel, lymphatic 1 capsules, try the GI broom, clean up the gut, clean up the adrenals and kidneys. This will clean the skin, and no more eczema. You'll be done. But what this does, it shows what's hiding underneath. That's simple. It shows what's hiding underneath. So you get in there and tear that apart. Get your lymph moving there. B-E-R-N-E. Rewriting your book, The Art of Detox. Yeah, I tell you what, I am down to 3 days a week. I need to write. I need to do a lot of things, but I'm trying to make this site part of the school. I'm trying to make this an educational site to help all of you guys start healing people quicker. We can't wait. We got a world that's in serious trouble. The governments have their heads so far up their butts they all need colonics. So it's up to us, we the people, worldwide, to take care of ourselves. Get rid of the dictators. I know you guys in Syria, my heart just swells huge. I wish I had more power to correct things like that, but boy, I'm freaking amazed the rest of the world isn't sitting on top of that guy. It's just sad stuff, but we must take care of ourselves, and you guys are doing an incredible job, and keep helping others and helping yourselves. Let the God force flow through you, and you just surrender to the God force. Nothing else matters in life. If you're young, you want to tear up this planet, go right ahead. For those that are starting to realize that life is better at a higher level of consciousness, then that's where you must start. And that's what this site's about. We're kind of a way station here. We're here to help you get your body well, but if you want to translate and leave and go to another area, we'll help you there too. Who cares? It's all about the journey and the adventure and creation. That's all creation's for. Don't take it too serious. I sometimes, obviously, as you can tell, get a little too serious. Don't get too serious about something that's not real. I tend to. I'm bad. I can kick myself in the butt. S-D-A-K-K-A. Firstly, thank you for your... Oh, thank you, dear. Thanks for the comment there. I will make this short because I am sure you will talk soon and I have much to say. I have just seen the video where you were talking about rewriting your book, which I have and used... Oh, thanks. I just wanted to ask if you have thought about selling it online as a download. You can ask 1,000% more than what you are getting. Now I still only cost your readers. You know what? I don't know anything about that. I don't know when I don't know too much about that. I'll turn this over to Chris and have him investigate it for me. I know that I should be running out of contract time with my publisher, and you know, like I told you, I only get $1 a book, and these kind of books don't sell millions where you're making all the money like, let me see, Casey Anthony's attorney just released a book. He's going to make money. Casey Anthony is going to make money on her book. You know what I'm saying? This is really, for me, a way to help people educate themselves. So really just kind of wrote that off. But yeah, so I'm going to do something like that to help people more. If that'll help people more, you betcha. Let me look into that. And maybe you can talk to Chris about this, okay? P.S. You should also think about the big risk of copyright infringement. You may want to set it up with a serial number built into the cell number. I don't know too much about that, man. Help us, just call it karma. Best regards, Simon. Hey, Simon, get with Chris, and let's talk to Chris about this, Simon, and we'll see. I think whatever we all can do to help this world, you all will be paid many times fold. Let me tell you, you will really be paid many times fold. This is Mother Nature Heals. Woo-hoo! Love that one. All right, Dr. Morris, quick question. In response to the 21-year-old who is 6'1", you mentioned due to his height, you know pituitary is involved, more than likely. Can you explain further what is the normal range of height for men and women? That's a good question. I'm going to say, generally speaking, look at the Islanders. Generally speaking, I'm going to say probably 5'8" to just under 6 foot would probably be normal height for humans, but I don't even know what's normal anymore. You know, and women the same way. I think 5'6" to 5'8". When you're down, you know, obviously short compared to everyone, 5 foot, or you're obviously tall, then there is some pituitary influence on that, no question. We see this with the kids. We're getting a lot of kids here that are not growing well. Now, of course, and as we fix up the children, as we get their pituitaries on, they start catching up in their height. We just, some sweet little Amish girl had a real problem with this, and now she's catching up. She's perfect now. But these are the weaknesses that are coming in, and I think our job is to help. You know, we're the people that have to roll up our sleeves, get in and help people clean out the sewage and the acids out of their body and all the mucus, and then help to inspire the health of cells there, especially those that are genetically compromised in their thinking. We're going to introduce them to a much higher level of performance, aren't we? When is the pituitary suspected? Too short, too tall. Pituitary is also suspect. Good questions. Pituitary would be also suspected in female menses, when you have irregular menses, or when you start way too early in life, or you start way too late in life. Definitely would be suspect. Even in a hypothyroid case where TSH is involved, that would be suspected. It can be suspected in parathyroid because it controls these. So this is the beauty of iridology. These suspicions can be laid to rest pretty good by a simple picture of the iris. And that is a good telltale sign for us. Nothing complicated. And what does it hurt to make something a little healthier anyway? Nothing. I don't know if we'd like to stimulate anything, but at the same time, getting something healthy is always good for the case. But in pituitaries, even can control urination. And this is the thing. I do, and I've said this before, I do not know what role the pituitary can have in kidney filtration. But this is the CNS. This is the boss. So, I don't know. You know, it's just like maybe a medical doctor that had more training in brain and relationships of the pituitary hypothalamus area to that could probably help in that way. Some of the MDs I've taught can't answer those questions for me. But you know, these are questions that are new for all of us, and I think that I've asked them for quite a few years, though. But these are questions that our society needs to start thinking along this path. I don't know. Like I said, the more of us that are out there and turning people's heads and getting people well and getting ourselves well, the more we're going to be recognized as a viable force to be reckoned with. Okay, thanks for that input. Matter of fact. Okay. Now this is from Mark O'Connor. Thank you for answering some of the previous questions. They've really helped. Oh, good. On the road to Wellville. Go, Mark. I'm looking to repair broken capillaries on and around my nose. I assume this is lymph backed up in my head area. Yeah, you can assume that for sure, and that you're losing calcium in those capillary walls. Therefore, you're getting real thin and rigid capillary walls. So you just strengthen that parathyroid, move that lymph and that sinuses, try to drain that sinus out, get that bowel. Remember the connection between the tree, the trunk here, the gut area. Clean that up too and get that. Make sure your parathyroid, compare the fingernails and everything else. Could use the Bones formula, use the capsules 2 or 3 times a day and start strengthening that way. Kelp also a great, it's in the Bones form, but it's a good strengthener there. I had my tonsils removed. See, now here we go. See, now you're starting to see more connecting links. He had his tonsils removed at 14, so that and of course, at 14, you know you were having lymphatic problems. You don't remove tonsils unless they're swollen, and you were having tonsillitis or problems with the lymph here in the head. But this sits on top of the trunk of the tree. Remember that. This sits right on top. So by cleaning this trunk up, getting the kidneys and adrenals, this is going to be able to drain, and then you'll drain all this, and then the loss of calcium will stop. And then if you have a little parathyroid weakness, you pop that up, boom, boom, and then you're good. And that'll strengthen right back up, and everybody's good. But, and looky here, he's always suffered with head issues, migraines, eczema. So here it is. This is just, you hit it right. See, this is what I like about you guys. You know, you go right to the point. We might be lymph fetishers, but we also know what that means. Acidosis, the deterioration of cells, inflammation. We know where all that leads. So we can be called lymphatic nuts if you want. Could you recommend an herbal formula that would assist this? I would use the Bones formula, but again, clean up that bowel area. I'm already high vegan, raw vegan, as I've mentioned in other posts, and have cured my problems, but this one persists. Yeah, sometimes the raw, we need to kick it up and go into our herbal world and go into maybe the glandular world and just use the little things here and there, and then we straighten all that around. Kidneys, right? Absolutely. Kidneys and adrenals, right on, man. 27, smart. I'm 27 and male, and recently asked about bodybuilding on the superfood blends. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's what should be handed out, is these superfood blends. Oh, that reminds me. Somebody wanted a superfood blend. Superfood blend, too. Yeah, man, good. Whew. Yeah, I mean, I put all the superfoods in nature. There's this raw foodist that has this farm that sells organic alfalfa. So I'm going to be selling, if they're reasonable, their organic alfalfa. And this is the Swade Hill Farm. Swade Hill Farm and fresh organic alfalfa. Look them up and see what's cooking. But anytime we can help each other, get our businesses going by using products that you're making and everything, I'm always looking for pure products. And yes, you know, our problem is ordering them in and then seeing that they're not. We take everything as being pure first. So, you know, it's part of that in our pharmacy, but we're weeding. We got the pure, raw glandulars from New Zealand now. I muscle tested all of them, and boy, are they great. They don't have parathyroid, and I'm going to call them up and see if they'll start making parathyroid for me. Throw a little kelp in there. That'd be a butt-kicking formula right there. I'm already, okay, let me see here. But also, could you please explain how to get the God's herbs delivered outside the U.S.? Yeah, you just have to call call the botanical pharmacy, and we deliver everywhere. I don't know about Ireland, but we send a ton of stuff to Ireland. Matter of fact, Margie, remember, is over in Ireland. She's a naturopathic physician, nurse, really good healer, and so we've shipped a lot to Ireland. And wanted to order some of your formulas delivered to you, yes, only on your website. No. There's call Jennifer or one of the guys over there, and they'll get it right to you. International shipping is, yeah, we ship everywhere. Matter of fact, I was going to show you the post office in Thailand where Yas is. That's funny. Sidewalk is the post office. But that was funny. But yeah, the bodybuilding, pump that to alfalfa. I like the God's blend because you got such a wide variety of chemistry there. It's just incredible. And your broken capillaries around the nose. Okay. See if he can read my writing. Teresa, thank you for your wonderful will. I just got diagnosed with Hashimoto. My regular doctor was telling me that it was all in my head. So I got another doctor who focuses on environment sensitivities. Now it's still in your head. Because your thyroid is still in your head. Get it? I'm only on fruits and vegetables, however, I'm still not feeling well. I can't stop feeling hungry on this diet. I crave some form of carb. Well, that's fungus. And you want to get the fungus taken care of you. You got two things to make you still crave. Too much fungus in the body makes you crave the, not carbohydrates, the starches. And there's a difference. All these are carbohydrates, but the starches are polysaccharides, or di, meaning two, or poly, meaning more, saccharides, meaning sugars. Your simple sugars are, of course, your mono sugars, and that's going to be your fructose, your glucose, and your galactose. Mainly at now, we're focusing predominantly on fructose and glucose, and more fructose than glucose. Children, up to age about 2, but you know, we're having to put these young babies on fruits and things so much quicker than we ever had before. They're not tolerating these formulas at all. Their bodies can't handle the mucus. They're already saturated. So we're seeing really severe problems with these kind of formulas that these companies make. This is, you know, these companies make according probably to the American Dietetics Association. Unfortunately, you have a very non-scientific, to me, probably a very paid-for type of organization. I'd like to know where the American Dietetics has any research at all in health. This is just, their concepts are so far out there. I think they should have went to jail for a while. I mean, they've been literally killing people with their diet recommendations. Just like the Atkins. You notice the new Atkins diet is tons of fruits and vegetables. You notice that? Interesting, huh? But this is telling you got too much fungus in you. You want to get control of that, so use an antifungal like Parasitem or something and control the fungus. Get your fungus under control, then you won't crave starches like that. But whenever you crave starches, you know it's a sugar problem. Now, the other thing could be also, of course, malabsorption, when you're not absorbing your nutrients. But when you crave starches and cheeses and bread, stuff like that, immediately you know it's a fungal issue. So you keep working, do your best you can. If you cheat once in a while, okay, but keep working yourself down the road. Don't get mad, don't get upset. Try to cheat to keep yourself doing it, do it. That's all I can tell you. Whatever it takes to keep yourself doing this, you do it. Because you want to walk down this road and get to Wellville. Then you can play, then you can back up, then you can find what type of lifestyle suits your personal needs. Because we, in this world, we can't say one diet is going to be perfect for everyone, because it's not true. We have people that live with mates that are totally not raw. That was my problem. We have a lot of problems out there. So, you know, you can't judge. But if you want to detox and get well, there's only one way I know. Now, here's some of her symptoms. Muscle spasms. I feel of having Tourette's syndrome. It's active mostly at night, neck, arms, legs. Okay, so here we go. Whenever we have these things, we know that we're very acidic, that we're losing our electrolytes, we're losing our calciums, we're losing our manganeses, we're losing our magnesiums, and therefore we're getting spasticity. And we're getting tremors, this sort of thing. So we want to strengthen the nervous system, use brain and nerve number 2, get the adrenals up, that's the autonomic, detox that lymph, get that lymph out of the cerebellum, that's parasympathetic, get it out of the central nervous system, clean all that out and strengthen that nervous system up. Red mole, same thing, you're too acidic. That's what's happening here. You're too acidic, and I would live on a parasitic formula for a while and get those moles off. Anxiety, panic attacks, what's that? It's adrenals. That's your nervous system. Tie right back up here to the muscle spasms. Here's your anxieties and panic attacks, totally related. Okay, that's your adrenal glands. Well, here's the lymph system again, right? And the kidneys again. So this is a low neurotransmitter. You probably have low blood pressure. If you have high, it's only temporarily because you're really having low blood pressure. You have a little low thyroid, so here's where we could connect the pituitary to this. We could. The iris is needed, but you could connect the two. You could. Internal tremors and shaky. You're way too acidic. Fix your GI tract. This stomach is the autonomic, and this is where a lot of tremors come from. So clean up that gut. Get off of all protein. Get yourself raw like you're doing, and clean up your GI tract. Very important to clean that up. You can see now as we go over these cases why it's fundamentally important to go into the areas that we're talking about. We don't have to go into the arms. We don't have to go over here. We don't have to go in the heart half the time. We don't have to go in. We have to go into the lymph system, the gut, the kidneys, the adrenals. Fatigue, going back to the adrenals again. Now the thyroid can give some fatigue too on top of that, but most fatigue is in reality is the adrenal glands. Weight gain, adrenals. If your thyroid is sluggish, it makes you a slow oxidizer. That means half of the food that you eat. You know, it's not about calories, it's about oxidation. So this is called a slow oxidizer. That could be a hypothyroid case, no question about it. However, most weight gain, particularly around the middle, around the hips and that, adrenals, adrenals, adrenals. That's sugar metabolism. But here, you're craving potatoes and you're craving the very foods that put on weight. But that's natural when you have funguses in you like this, and you get funguses when you have weak adrenal glands and you're eating too much sugar and your body can't metabolize them. Fermentation. And that's going to swing me around to another question I was given here, and I hope I can find that one, about fermentation. Someone asked me about fermentation in respect to I thought I'd read it for you, and I just don't think I have it somewhere here, that we use fermentation years ago to store food, and fermentation has always been our society. Oh, crap. You know what? We're a species that went out of our element. We're a tropical species that went north. All right? So we had to do some bizarre things to survive, didn't we? That doesn't make it right. And that doesn't mean that since we did it, we can keep on doing it. Not on your life. We need to change. And I mean drastically change our way of thinking, because people are eating fermented foods, overcooked foods, right on down the line, foods out of their species, all these things. So, you can eat fermentation all you want. Is it healthy? Ask yourself, is food dying healthy, or is it better when it's its most vibrancy? I'll take it at its most vibrancy. You go ahead and eat your fermented foods all you want. Pass. But just because we've done this in the northern areas to stay alive doesn't mean it's right, guys. And this is the problem: is man's had to go way out of his element. But look at man. Look at our health. We have no health. This is the problem. Man has lost his health because he's been doing everything wrong. He's been eating out of his element. He's a frugivore. That's plain and simple, and I don't think you can deny that. We've acted like omnivores. We've become omnivores. But guess what? How are we getting everybody well here? We're getting everybody well by becoming frugivores again, aren't we? Just saying. We're getting healthy by going back and eating the foods that matches our proper physiology to proper foods. That's why you're all getting well. It isn't nothing miracles. And you're using what God put on the planet to help us get well, the herbs. I think it's all just a natural rhythm and a natural understanding of life and how it should be. I don't think there's any room for articulation too much. The mind can chew on it. But I'm not into chewing too much with the mind. I've done that for 40 years. I'm into absorbing into God now. You guys can chew all you want. I've had chewing. Hard on the teeth. But just remember that about fermented foods. Because it doesn't make them right. I told you, Dr. Jensen thought they should be better fermented. Where did you get that idea, Doc? I don't know where you got the idea that fermentation. And so he always passed gas. And look at it. Look at his bowels were black until we got the herbs in there and cleaned him up. Okay, now let's go on down this lady. Low energy. Okay, poor memory, mostly long term. Well, again, get up here and turn it on. Upper circ, brain and nerve too. That's why I made those formulas. Turn on the cells. But remember what turns them off. And that's acids and lymph and stagnation and suffocation. Get that mucus out of your body. Clean that out. Lower back. What's lower back? L4, L5, lower back. What is it? Come on. Kidneys, yeah. Sore hip. Huh. Kidneys, lymph, right? Get your lymph moving, dear, before that sore hip becomes a broken down hip. That's what acids do. It goes from sore to, I'm just going to tear you up. And that's what we don't want. All right? Can't handle stress, causing some problems at work. Well, again, honey, this is your adrenal glands. You have to get tied into your anxieties. It's tied into your tremors and into the stomach. This is the autonomic ganglia here, all the new ganglias around the stomach and solar plexus. So you've got to get all that healthy and well, and then you'll be strong. Start absorbing into God, working in the now, getting into some contemplation or meditation, and quit thinking, and just put everything to the outside. Pretend like you're here observing the world outside of you, and that creation is not you. You're just in these worlds to play and experience. It's not you. Your body is not you. You're just using it like you buy a car. You're just using it for a while. We don't own anything. We're just borrowing atoms. Although we have to shell out some cabbage for them. Some islands use shells. I prefer shell trading myself. I love shells. Now, hot flashes, thyroid. Now, no period for the past 6 months. How old are you? But what that tells you, where can we go when your period stops? I'd go to the pituitary. So I'm kind of looking here, sweetheart, Teresa, and I'm seeing a little pituitary, I think, here, shutting down a little thyroid there, and maybe even on the adrenal side. Thyroid's a little low with the hot flashes, so send all that up. Hypersensitivity, oat sweet, blah, on down, who cares? Sulfates, get rid of them. Nitrates, you shouldn't be on them anyway. Chocolates, no. Well, better keep that one. Milk, nah, get rid of the milk. Get rid of the MSG. You don't want to be on MSG anyway. Stuff's good for great headaches, love them. Dust mites, smoke, well, no kidding, your lymph system's backed up. My biggest concern is causing more damage to the thyroid. Don't be concerned about that, dear. You got a lot. You want to get behind that one. That shouldn't be your biggest concern. Your biggest concern should be your lymphatic system, since it's a systemic problem and it's head to toe. You should be more concerned about your adrenals and your kidneys and the breaking down of your hips. That's a be a real part. You'll fix the thyroid and the pituitary. Those aren't difficult. That's easy things. Can you recommend the steps I should take to buy Europe? So I've laid this out in this thing, and I can't give everybody a protocol. We don't charge that much anyway for protocols, guys. We really don't. When you look at all these naturopaths and how much money they charge, I don't want to hear it. I've been giving things and giving. Matter of fact, all our manufacturers have been raising all their prices now on all the herbs that we buy. Notice we haven't raised up. We are the, if you look back and we raised our prices in 40 years 3 times. I think we'd be commended on that, not be yelled at. You're asking a lot of important questions that I just can't give you all that. I'm giving enough to you here. You have to call in or ask for a thing. But I've already told you the protocols I'd recommend. You go after your bowel, stomach and bowel, lymphatic 1 caps. And this is for all of you. These are standard protocols. They'll clean your butt right up. Get your stomach and bowel, whatever one you need. Number 1, if you're moving your bowels every day. Number 2, if you're not. Lymphatic 1 capsules. Kidneys, kidney 1, either liquid or capsules. I'll give you another lymphatic formula. You might want to do some upper circuit, brain and nerve. Get up here and clean this out. You really need to be raw and a lot of fruit. Ditch the vegetables for a while and dig deeper into the body. Get on that brain and nerve. You can use antispasmodic for the tremors. In terms of on them, you want to be on them until you're well, and then come off of them. Teresa, so thank you, dear. You head on down there. This is almost too much to write here on the thing here. I'll put Teresa's issues. because you just got a list there and it's too much to write down. This is a resubmission. Sorry, my friend. I am so sorry, but thanks for resubmitting. I really appreciate this. This is tachycardia. And hi, Dr. Morrison. I'm writing you about a negative reaction I had with glandulars, hoping for your insight and advice. Now, keep in mind, these glandulars aren't candy. They are strong. No question about it. I've been taking adrenal cortex, which I bought by mistake instead of the whole adrenal. 250 milligrams up to 3 times a day with no problems. When I realized it was cortex, I got adrenal medulla, so I would have the entire adrenal gland. I also got some hypothalamus because I read that it may help imbalances in the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. So I took all 3 together. 250 milligrams of the cortex, 100 milligrams of the medulla, and 500 milligrams of the hypothalamus. About an hour later, I had an episode of arrhythmia with tachycardia. I think I was way too much hypothalamus. I don't think that was at all the adrenals. I like the whole complex with the adrenals, but you're up, if you add both of those together, you're up at 350. I think that's still too much. I've got a 200, the pures from New Zealand. I got 200 and I got a 400. 400 would be from someone with really low blood pressure, I would say below 100 over, and then the 200s for someone above 100 over. I would be real cautious about the hypothalamus area. I'm just real cautious when I get up here and start stimulating pituitaries and everything else, because it'll have its residual effect of stimulating thyroid, which could give you tachycardia and everything else. So I would definitely probably hold off on the hypothalamus. I would see just what, and probably on the cortex adrenals, I would do 2 twice a day or 2-3 times a day, burn them up, and then go to maybe a 200 milligram pure whole adrenal. And if, let me see, I had an episode lasting more than a few minutes. This episode was about an hour long. Very powerful, and I've done that to people also with the thyroid. Too much thyroid can make for tachycardia too. But that thyroid controls the heart rate. I also noticed my pupils were more dilated than usual, and the right pupil was larger than the left. That's the hypothalamus then. You got up in here and shook things up too much. Since the response was so strong, I had an emotional reaction during the episode and swore never to take glandulars again. However, I've been sick for a really long time and am patient. Well, you know what I would do here? I would go upper circulation and brain and nerve first. Stay away from the glandulars for upstairs. Do upper circuit, brain and nerve. That way. I'll call it clean the trunk. Clean the trunk. Get the lymph cleaned out here. That's the key. Get that all cleaned out. Get the kidneys in. Get your adrenals. Keep working on those adrenals. Keep working on your kidneys. Get that lymph drained here. Then you can take something real low dosage. And my pituitary formulas, I only like to give 1 twice a day. I don't like to hit the pituitary too strong. And we're only hitting around, I think, 200 milligrams at most. So I think you just hit way too strong for the hypothalamus area. So I'm wondering if I have ever seen this as in your past. Oh yeah, we've seen that. Yeah, I don't give that. I don't give hypothalamus stuff too much, only when I've got brain deterioration and stuff like that, Alzheimer's, dementia, stuff like that. I'm always going to start on glandulars on the low side. I'm kind of bad that way, but I really like to start low and work myself up high. Just to see the tolerability and kind of get things working down the line there and avoid these kind of things there. This is why these glandulars have to go through practitioners, guys. Most of these companies will not allow us to advertise or to work with or for the layperson to just get them, because they really need to be worked through practitioners, because they are strong. They work well, especially the better ones, the pure ones. Absolutely, they work well. And that's what they're designed for. Short-term use to pop up cells thinking like a stem cell thinking and just pull that baby up. So great for those sort of things. But so I'm wondering, can your patients with heart rhythms problems tolerate adrenals? Absolutely. But keep in mind, you're only on 100 milligrams for the medulla, and that's your neurotransmitters. So I don't think that's an issue. I don't think that's an issue at all. I don't think your neurotransmitters cause the tachycardia in the pupil. I don't think that at all. Possible, that wouldn't be a good glandular. I can't imagine, and that's low. 100 milligrams is low. I think this is more hypothalamus and too much. 500 milligrams of hypothalamus seems a very high level. I don't know. And do you ever use hypothalamus glandulus? I can't be sure if it was the adrenal medulla. No, I think it's, yeah, okay. So I think we took care of that. My husband and I have also experienced very severe digestive distress with the adrenal cortex. You know what? Once you stop the glandulars for a while, shift to the pure whole glandular here we have. Use the 200. Get away from that. Set it to a side. We'll revisit what you got. But get that 200 pure glandular and use that. Muscle test. Always learn to muscle test. If you guys want to know about glandular or anything else, go back to the muscle testing video and learn how to muscle test. Have your wife muscle test you, man, and then see where you are. You'll know immediately if your body wants that or not. So go back to muscle testing. I can tell you, I would put all those glandulars to the side. Start with something a little less and a little more pure, and work with that realm and go low first. 1 3 times a day, 1 twice a day. Go low first. That's the best way to do that. I don't like this idea. You said severe digestive distress with adrenal cortex involving intestinal pain and nausea. Well, I've never seen that. But I don't give a cortex by itself. And I don't give medulla by itself. I like everything to work whole, the whole gland, the whole thing. So, might have a bad cortex here. I just stay away from all of that, get the whole, get a 200 pure stuff, and you'll be okay, I think. Once it was so bad that my husband even vomited. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We are open to experimenting with the gland. Well, like I said, cut way down, ask for Jennifer's advice, stuff like that, because really needs to go through the to a practitioner first there. Warmest regards. Thank you, my food. Oh, Raw Food Solution. This is MIZPAH. Don't know how to pronounce your name, but love you, man. I've had chronic fatigue syndrome for 13 years. Get the 200 pure herbs from New Zealand and do 1 3 times a day and see how you do. Muscle test always. Okay, update. I'm ready to give an update to my situation. I am the woman who wrote to you about having a negative reaction to the glandulars. I thought you were a man. It seems like what was going on with me was probably not related to the glandulars, but because it was the first time taking them, I interpreted it as a reaction to them. In the week following the reaction, I had severe minor episodes of tachycardia along with dizziness, shortness of breath, sore throat, and a migraine headache. These symptoms lasted about a week. I also have been looking at my pupils every day, and it seems the right one is always a little wider than the left. Well, this is the thing, and I tell you, we do jump, but still do what I'm talking about, and you'll be okay. Come to the conclusion that I've been exposed to toxins. Okay, yeah, it's possible. I've been in the Philippines for the last 3 months. Right now I'm back in the States. See, I mean, we do jump a little. We do tend to do that. I even do that a little bit. Oh, you know, a lot of my clients come in, like one guy came in. He was a paraplegic, and his wife called and said, well, my husband threw 4 blood clots and had a heart attack. What'd you do to him? Well, I'm thinking, well, God, what did I do? You know, it's like, because I know herbs don't do that. I know raw foods dissolve blood clots and everything else. So I said, we actually do a cationic environment where allopathy creates an anionic environment on top of an already anionic environment. So I said, you know, so I went down, visited him in ICU and everything, and I told him, come in, we'll talk about it. I don't know. So we came in, I was saying, you know, this, for some reason I just said, this sounds like something an antibiotic would do. Sure enough, he kind of looked at his wife like, what in the hell did you do to me? Well, he got a little UTI during the detox, which is common, especially with quads and paras, so he ran to the medical instead of coming in here, and he gave him Cipro. Remember I told you about Cipro, that pharmaceutical company that makes Cipro. Why isn't the FDA putting them up on the chopping block and making somebody go to prison? Because it's been killing people for years, and they know it. They know Cipro kills people. It's in the PDR, and it's been killing people for years. Killed the last lady with anthrax, but it's okay. She is okay. She's just another human. Too many humans on the planet anyway, right? You see what I'm saying? It's just that sort of thing. And yet this pharmaceutical company, they still give me, somebody came in yesterday on Cipro. See what I'm saying? This world has no love, no ethics. They don't care. Our government doesn't care. It's all about the money. It's a corporation. The whole world has gotten that way. So we must protect ourselves, and we shall protect ourselves. I went to the dentist last week, and they gave me epinephrine. Without my knowledge, obviously they didn't read my patient history form, and I had a strong reaction. Yeah, epinephrine. Well, you know, that comes out of the adrenal medulla. You know, epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamines. These are your neurotransmitters for the autonomic, the sympathetic side in particular. My heart has been beating about 3 beats a second and stopping for 2. Oh, no. You know what? you need to get your adrenals healthy. You need to detox your body. Sounds like you have neurotoxicity. I would just detox my body and just keep moving with that. That'll help you go to a simple glandular and do all that. Use upper circuit, brain, and nerve to get in your head. I've been doing fruits and herbs for the last 2 weeks, and I'm starting to feel a bit better. There you go. Now you get yourself in a protocol you know works, and just keep going down and pull yourself back, and you'll be good, honey. You'll be good. Tomorrow I'm starting a 7 to 10 day grape fast. Best thing right there. I've been taking the kidney, lymphatic, heart, upper circuit, brain, and nerve formulas. Right on. Also, do you recommend? Yeah, clean up the GI tract. Definitely clean up the GI tract. Also, I'm going trying with the adrenal glandulars soon. Yeah, warmest regards. Thank you so much, you guys. I don't know how I'm going to write this on this. Wow. So I'm going to just do this, guys. MIZPAH issues. Please, I was just too much to write down. Then we have, you guys can help me figure out how we're going to put our subheadings there, because when I'm going over a case like this, there's so much in one case that it's hard to cover that. Now, this is from Super Cutie Furry Animal. Oh, that's cute. Super Cutie Furry Animal. That's cute at email.com. That's a pretty cute email. Subject ears. Hi from London. Hi from the States. Thank you for your inspiration and sense of humor. Thanks. I try to have one. I am on day 9 of the detox kit 1 and 2. Especially Parasite M, superfood, and heal all tea with the fruits and some raw vegetables. 31-year-old female. Can you help? Thanks for telling me that, guys. Thanks for telling me where you're male or female. It helps me, to talk to you appropriately. I don't want to call you a dude when you're a lady. Dude looks like a lady, though. Steven Tyler, almost got him in here, believe it or not, with that throat thing. We know what that throat thing was, don't we, Stevie boy? Can you help me dodge another surgery? I've had 3 in the past 2 years on both ears with constant antibiotics since the first surgery, March 2010, due to a recurring infection. Please. The right ear is always infected since surgery. I had to have a tumor tissue removed from the right. Okay, now, let's stop right there. Infection. What word would we use for infection? How about lymphatic stagnation? Interstitial, lymphatic stagnation. Absolutely. Constipation, whatever you want to call it. That's what's going on. You're not moving your lymph. Sinuses are back. This is all about this. Ear candle your ear with about 3 to 4 ear candles on each ear. Get those cleaned out. Get into your bowels. Clean that GI tract up like I've laid out in the beginning of this video. Get your kidneys, your adrenals up. Start cleaning that lymph system, or you're going to keep making tumors and having infection. What are you having surgeries for? They can't help you. They can help take out the tumor. You'll just form another one. Get your lymph moving, dear one. Okay? Very important. You're only 31 years old, poor thing. You really definitely, and there's other surgeries are not going to get it. And the more you get into these tissues, this is in the brain area, the more you go in there, honey, the more you're going to can create scar tissue, because it's highly acidic, and the more serious problems you can have. It's not about surgery. This is something you have to handle yourself, honey. You've got to detox yourself deeper. Get into the protocol I laid out. It's a standard protocol, and really tear it up. Get in your gut. Clean that gut up. Remember the trunk. Get the kidneys and adrenals on, and get yourself. Left ear, I had a bone removed and a prosthesis inserted to help my hearing, which I might add has evolved a lot. Now, improved a lot. Now, swelling. That's acidosis. So yes, you can lose your hearing and everything else. Move your lymph, dear. My right ear is currently infected as usual, and I've been advised to take drops. See, here it is. Ciprofloxacin. Well, there's another lady going to have strokes. No, you see what I'm saying? Now, you see how God works? I don't think what I'm going to say here, and I'm talking about Cipro, and look what they want to give you. I don't know how to get this video up quick enough to get to you. I don't know how to do that. But I'm going to have them email and rethink the use of Cipro. So I'll have them email you there today. Oh, this is today. You're already done. As I refused to take any more 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks prior, you are making things worse and worse and worse by the way you're going, sweetheart. You got to back up and go this way because they don't have anything for you. They never did. And they're just going to make matters a whole lot worse, dear. Detox yourself, use ear candles, clean your ears out. Don't put things in, pull things out. What should I do today for the pain and infection in my right ear? Go buy some ear candles real quick, and I'm going to tell them to do this. Here, I'll give this to Jennifer. Ear candles and no Cipro. My God. If you're being addressed on this video. What should I do? Also, a surgeon says only one way is surgery to get rid of this. What the hell? Yeah, that surgeon. One of the spiritual ones. Yeah, baby. Don't listen to that friggin' surgeon or you're going to have a problem. Definitely. I'll write this down, but we're gonna talk to you before that. Matter of fact, let me lay this on. Thanks. This is Klaus. Hey, Klaus, man, how are you? How would scar tissue show up in the iris? That one I don't know. You know, that one I'm not good enough. I just don't know that much. Long time ago, I've got an iron splinter in my right iris. Holy crap. This lady here, young lady, has constant ear infections, had surgery. They are having her on Cipro, which kills people all the time. And just can't, she got a nice email here. Just email her and tell her go get some ear candles, 3 to 4 candles each year, and rethink Cipro. Gotcha. Or, you know, been some serious consequences. Long time ago, I've got an iron splinter. Okay, it was removed back then, but I remember the location in the eye, and there is now a little dark hole, yeah, with an orange ring around it. How interesting, the orange ring. Probably chemicals went right to that spot, either iodine, sulfur, or something, and maybe they treated with the sulfa drug, and bam, right there to that spot. Location in right eye at 4 o'clock near the pupil. Right eye, 4 o'clock. Okay, well, that's down lower back down there. Thanks again. Hey, Klaus, love you too, bro. Well, all I can say is that you move that lymph enough, you alkalize that body enough, that scar tissue is eaten up. The body eats it up and gets rid of it. But that's a lot of work, I'll tell you that. But again, consider how far down the humans are in their health issues. Hell, we're not just a little down the road. We almost got to Hellville. And a lot of you have been living in Hellville for years, full of pain, can't even wear clothes. I mean, this is ridiculous. So a lot of you have been in Hellville for a long time. Let's get everybody out of Hellville, except those people that want to stay there. Splinter in eye, scar tissue. Okay? Can you suspect a time frame for seeing changes in the eye? Can you suggest a time frame for seeing changes in the eye? How soon would you expect to see changes? Understanding everyone is different. Yeah, good question. Mother Nature heals. Mother Nature does heal. Well, we like to take a picture every 6 months to a year. I'll say this. Give yourself a good 6 months to tear it up. Big changes are going to be in the lymph system, and for those that have strong constitutions, your genetic lacunas or fiber changes are going to get narrower and almost fading away. The deeper ones are going to get these little white healing lines, like you're sewing up these lines. Now, I got a bunch of eyes here. I won't be able to get them till next week here. But I'll come in, and next week we'll do another video over the eyes. I'm going to do my best to help all of you the best I can. Don't get mad at me. I'm just doing the best I can. But give us 6 months to a year, and you'll see some really good changes, especially with you guys. You guys are tearing it up. Matter of fact, I just did an iris analysis this morning. Great changes through the years. Just great iris changes. I'll tell you what, considering that most of the world's level of healing isn't even adequate enough to change the eyes, therefore you have all these German iridologists arguing about eye changes, and yet you guys are at the level where you're seeing them so rapid, it's not even funny, and I've just got a smile on my face because Dr. Jensen, and we all, me, him, those of us that follow the that American Iridology thinking knows that they change well. I change eyes well. If they don't change, I'm going to take your butt deeper into the world of detox. That's all there is to it. Thanks for the comment, Mother. Let me see here. YouTube, let me see here. Dark Angel. Ooh, Dark Angel 1980. Oh, that's hot now. Okay. Thank you, Chris. How would I go about ordering the gliders, bearing in mind I can't use the telephone? Let me see here. Now, I've been housebound for 5 years also. My God, look at this one. Bearing in mind I can't use the phone, haven't even spoken to my family on the phone in years because of my anxiety, panic attacks, adrenal issues. Holy crap, sweetheart. This is Lisa. Lisa, honey, listen, you get in on something for your adrenals, and your kidneys. Start moving your lymph. I'd get on the brain and nerve number 2. So strengthening my nervous system up. I'd also detox, because it sounds like you got a lot of neurotoxicity. Could just be weak adrenals, honey, but you also could be heavy neurotoxicity, and the only way, detox that body out. That's the only way I know of. And strengthen that up. You can use flower essences like this is Moonshine Yarrow from Running Fox Farms. Very psychic lady. I love her stuff. I think they're a cut above, definitely, the Bach flower remedies. Moonshine Yarrow, Running Fox Farms. Use them in mental health clinics. Work well. You can use emergency relief. She has her own emergency relief, but she has a whole repertoire of these. Under the tongue, settle you down. Use flower essence to control your mood swings and stuff like that. And at the same time, tear after this, getting your body well here. She's been housebound for 5 years, so I desperately want to get well. I can go out and live. Ah, man, huh? You got to go out and live. I understand where you're detoxing. It might even be your house that's sick, too. Don't forget that. I'm already on a high fruit diet, but feel it is not enough. Which herbs would you recommend based on my symptoms? Upper Circ. I definitely would use Upper Circ just to get my central nervous system up, but the adrenals for sure. I'd use those new adrenals. If you're that weak, I'd get the 400 milligram capsules and do 1 twice a day, and then go up to 1 3 times a day, and then start as you will. See what your blood pressure is, how low it is. Clean your kidneys, get your gut cleaned up. Start going the way we all know to go. Kidneys, endocrine glands, particularly the adrenals, GI tract, and just upper circ, brain, all those things. Good, well, as well as I have hypoglycemia. Okay, so that's the adrenals, low blood sugar, adrenals. Eat smaller meals more often. Poor memory, upper circ, brain and nerve, hair loss. Again, here we go. Heavy lymphatic problems this lady has. Hair loss. Again, lymphatics, acids, brittle hair, oily, scalp and dandruff. Dandruff, lymphatics. Lymph oozing out the scalp. That's dandruff. Severe shyness, social anxiety, fear, worry, enlarged thyroid. That's lymph. Anything that enlarges is the lymph that's making it enlarge. Acidosis, lymph, swelling, hypertrophy. Cold feet, low body temperature, it's all thyroid, fat layer around waist, adrenal glands, round fat face, adrenal glands, thyroid, pituitary, history of asthma, adrenal glands, malabsorption, interstitial lymphatic constipation, poor nerve response to the bowels, autonomic, adrenals, depression, parathyroid gland, difficulty sweating, thyroid gland, junk food cravings, fungus, heat intolerance, hot baths bring on wheezing, asthma symptoms because you're too low in your adrenals. You're too weak neurologically to get into heat. That's why you're going to like cold better than heat. Any neurological case, you get too hot, you start to lose your nerves, you start to go down. You want cold, you want alkaline. It shows how acidic you are, dear. You're so acidic you need to wrap yourself in cold air. Tooth decay, tooth loss, this is all lymphs, what I'm involved in. I got to have my whole uppers done. Very sensitive to strong smells, products, well, you're very toxic. I have to wear glasses all the time, only had to wear them for reading. I'm 32 and about 5'11". I watch all of Dr. Morse videos and have learned so much from them. Lisa, dear, clean that body out, my dear love, and you'll be okay, sweetheart. You're swelling here. You're swelling because of the lymph system again. Your adrenals obviously are so down, your kidneys don't know what to do. So get your adrenals up. Use a glandular. I would use 400. You got low blood pressure too, not just low blood sugar. You're going to run low blood pressure. If you're flipping high, it won't take long. You're going to see you're low. Fix your kidneys. Get your adrenals up. Clean your gut up. Get this drained. Upper circuit, brain, and nerve. I'd use Parasite M for a while too. You might want to live on that one, and get a hold of some of these things. Now, how do I write that? I'm just going to put Lisa's issues, because there's just too much to write. If you guys got a better input, let me know, because I could be all day writing her symptoms, and then Chris takes all day to write it up, and it's that hard to get it to you. So if you can come up with something, help me out, guys. I'm just going to do a few more. I'm going to try to slip in here this weekend. I'm going to have Drew and them keep the camera set up, and I'm going to come in here this weekend and try to do 3 or 4 hours worth. But if I can cut this, Chris might be able to get some of this up. But there's so much here. We're trying. Hang in there. Don't get mad at us. This is Scott Davidson, 32. Hey, Scott. Hi, Doc. What a great Iridology video. Did you like that? I thought that was pretty good. Didn't you? How we do that? I'll get more and more, and we'll I think it's a good way to learn. We're going over the irises like that and everything. I think it's really good. It's such an easy science. It's not something you have to be a real intellect to get. I love iridology. Anything that's truth and God, the simple side is cool. But it can be as complex as the mind wants to do it. God's got both sides covered. I'll take the simplistic. That way I have more time to dwell in the allness of the all, instead of dwelling in my mind, who's nothing but a thinker. Now, let me see here. I've been moving forward ever so slowly. Well, no, you've been moving forward, though. You see, I'm not one of those purists anymore, thinkers. So I love the fact that you're all giving it a chance, that you're all moving in the direction. It doesn't matter how fast. There's no judgment from me. You just keep moving in the direction of being positive, of stop thinking, of getting rid of the foods you don't want, of the things that are hurting you, detoxification, playing around with my cooked food addiction, and finally getting it controlled. It's true. I understand all that. At least now, when I break, I will head to a vegan place, but for the rest, it's fruits, berries, and melons. Absolutely, too. I will soon have enough to become a client and get into God's earth. I have always had such poor body image. Oh, wow. Well, let's get it back for you, man. From being so thin and having... Yeah, if you're thin, remember, malabsorption. You want to fix all this stuff so you have a long life here. But keep in mind, thin people live longer than fat. I'm excited to add muscle mass one day. Absolutely, you'll do that. Good. Thanks, Scott Davidson. P.S. Any experience with Dr. Willard's water? No, none. Thank you, Scott. I haven't heard about it, but haven't done that. Hi, Doc Morris. I've been watching your videos for a while now, but yesterday I was noticing you barely have any wrinkles. I better not have any wrinkles, or we're gonna be talking to somebody. I noticed over a long time raw fooders, maybe the ones with a low-fat diet or are too strict, clean, have more wrinkles. Well, you will at first. There's no question about it. For some of you, I've always been toned because I've always worked hard all my life. We had farms and a whole bunch of other things. So I don't know what life is without working. My dad was a workaholic, or my grandfather, and I guess I became one. I said I'll never do that because I don't remember anything in my early childhood but work. So when I moved to Florida, I had to take off and have some fun because I worked, and then got married and have a child at 18. So that's like bam, bam, bam. And I was a musician, and I wanted to go that way. And then I had to pay for the family, and I just couldn't do everything. Just couldn't do it. So, we do the best we can. And but I notice a lot of people lack a lot of tone. Some people, you can squeeze them, they're mushy. When you can squeeze your arms and you're mushy, that's a lack of underlying muscle. That means you probably never had any. So it might be a while to get, for those people, be a while to get some. You got a lot of lymph to clean out, and putting bound muscle is going to be a going to be a lot of years of thinking and reworking the body and stuff. That's why you start out young. You put on your muscles when you're younger and when you're babies and crawling around and gaining your strength and everything. And then through your childhood and everything else. And if that's you've been malabsorbed all your life, you got a lot of work to go back and redo. But you've got a remedy. You've got a way to do it. That's a beautiful thing. Even if it takes you a while, okay, but there's a way to do it. The point is, if you go allopathic, there's not a way to do anything. We have to start instilling these higher principles of healing and health in our societies. Naturopathy should be the top of the healing modality in all of life. If you need surgery, there's surgeons. If you need emergency rooms, there's emergency rooms. But we can't have allopathy in general health care. They kill too many people, and they don't know how to deal with this. We know how to deal with these things. It's that simple. That simple. Yeah, I was looking at Victor when I wrote Survival to the 21st Century. That guy was wrinkled up pretty good. Someone said he's looking a lot better. But, raw food, it takes a while to rebuild the body, so I don't judge anybody. But keep in mind parathyroid weakness. I've always had major calcium strength. My fingernails could rip open something. But those that have parathyroid weaknesses, they don't develop strong connective tissue or anything like that. Also, absorption, very key. Good adequate fat in the diet. But fatty acids, look at primates. Little bitty baby monkeys will rip you apart. Little baby monkeys. Do you include oil in your salads? I don't use salad dressings. I don't like salad dressings. I don't like anything vinegar, and I don't like anything creamy and milky, and I don't know. If I was going to use any, I'm an old French freak. Red French freak, like Catalina. It's all bad. So I just don't use anything. Don't need it, because I use cucumbers, and I like fruits like red peppers and stuff to sweeten up my salads. How much fat do you include in your diet? And do wrinkles have anything to do with consuming fat, or is it just genetic? No, that's parathyroid weakness, when you're losing tone of connective tissue. That's the problem. When you're too acidic and you're losing calcium, then you lose your tone, and then connective tissue. Then you get prolapses. You start to sag. The uterus sags, the bladder sags, the breast sags, the skin sags, the fingernails go, the varicose veins and spider veins come on. All of these things are side effects of the bowels swag, bowels balloon, diverticulums are formed. You can go on and on and on down this road. Depression, of course, all these things like that. I don't deal with salt either. That's a big no. I've always had a big no-no against salt, just to my upbringing in naturopathy. Although, Celtic, real Himalayan salt, okay. A little full-bodied salt, okay. But I really am not a salt person, nor am I a pepper person. I don't use... Now, am I a spice person? Well, one of my biggest things that brought me down was health food stores. Opening my first health food store took me from a raw foodist to eating cooked food again. Just the whole process of nuts, adding nuts to the diet, adding yogurts, raw milk yogurts. Nothing wrong with raw milk, right? How about all the raw milk cheeses? I thought that was all good for you. It's raw. No, I learned the hard way, guys, a lot of things. So hopefully I can help some of you from going through those things, because my body hurt bad. But it's healthy, whole grains. I had my little meal and made all my customers. I made them whole grain flour, all kinds for you. Fresh bread. It's good, right? Look at old Dr. Jensen's Health Valley Ranch with all the fresh breads and whole grain breads and raw milk cheeses. He didn't know any better either. It's just a level. So I pulled myself back to the raw food level again. I was raw food, but not 100%. I love you, Michelle. Thank you so much for your comments. I'll put wrinkles. I'm getting your certification. It really resonates with me. Good. We need a lot of you guys out there, Jose. We need a lot of healers out there at every level, in every country, and let's get our people well. Let's start loving our people. Let's all start loving each other and having fun with each other instead of hurting each other and disliking each other. It's the governments that's the problem, not the people. It's the governments. You know, they don't know how to work with people. This drug war is so crazy. You know, you can't make things illegal that you're not going to stop them. You can't. You have to turn a different direction. Governments are hard. They're just hard because they're all constipated. They're meat eaters. No offense to meat eaters, okay? I am a college student, and I just wanted to ask you some advice if you have time to answer. I want to be a healing practitioner, but I don't know what to go to school for. I like science, especially biochemistry and the cell. Would that be? Yeah, I tell you what. You'd be better off to get you an herbal degree, start working with people, and on the side, take an anatomy and physiology class and do 1 and 2 levels. Also, botany, just so you have that in the background. I regret not taking a lot of botany. Now, Dominion Herbal College out of Canada gives you a little botany in their coursework and a little A&P, which is nice. That's a good herbal school. But you really ought to go to like a trade school or something, or a university, and take these classes. So a lot of universities are doing now distance learning, which is just, we were state of the art years ago. This is the state of the art. You don't have to go to campuses. You can learn right across the computers. This whole thing about going physically to school is ridiculous. They don't have time anymore. People are poor. They can't afford it. So distance learning, like Indiana University has some courses and stuff. I think all the colleges are setting this up. So this is a good thing, I think, to do, is do that sort of thing. A&P, definitely biochemistry, a little chemistry, of course. Don't need to go crazy. You know, 1 class of it, and just learn definitely herbs and stuff are a good class to have. Nutrition, too ridiculous. Too friggin' ridiculous. You'd be better off to buy you some books and read it from Books A Million or something. I mean, nutrition classes are most of them are wrong. Most of them just don't have science back behind them. And so, I don't know what to say. Any classes like that would be excellent stuff, you know? Also, I'm working on a plan to help college students in my town by teaching detoxification. Detoxification should be a coursework that you learn that. I am seeing great results in my body. I don't smell bad anymore. Girls smile at me for some reason. Because you're a good guy, man. And a lot more benefits. I like detox. Now the only thing I have to do is to work on my glands with the herbs. I have been in raw food diet for 2 months in the last 3 weeks. Just fruits. As soon as I can afford herbs, I will buy them. Like to say, I'm getting to be kicking butt. Miguel, good work, my friend. Good work. You're a good guy. Good work. You know what? We all have to love each other and work together. And this is just, I love what you're thinking. I love what you're doing. You're going to be a great asset to the people around you, Miguel. Good work. Good work. Good work. I have been detoxing very heavily with fruits and lemon juice plus some of the herbs the last 6 to 8 months. The last couple of months, maybe more, I have been developing cherry angiomas on my belly, under a hand, and couple at scrotum. Also, I feel some increased pressure down there, more blood flow. Maybe my imagination says I am feeling that this coincided with my detoxification process. I read recently that these small blood ray spots are caused by toxins removed by the body, put on skin. Has this any validity? You know, I don't know. This is James. James, I don't know. You know what? I see these red bumps on people, especially with the cancers and stuff. Just toxicity, I think. Could be viral bumps, but just toxicity and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. You're going to detox your body well. Are you on the herbs? Or if you're just using foods to detox, you can have some little bumps like that. But get on Parasite M. Start with that kidney and adrenals, and those things will fall right off of you. This is, let me see, who is this? Chris? Color blindness and iridology. I'm a big fan of your videos. Truly admire your healing. Oh, thanks, dear. From the moment I turned 15, this is 15, I wanted to build a future for myself in holistic medicine. Boy, I tell you, let me help you. 15 years old. And cannot see myself loving anything else as much as I love holistic healing. Sounds like, sweetheart, you're going to make, or Chris, you're going to make one hell of a good healer there. I have familiarized myself with a broad and unique study in the healing arts, and from the time I was 16, I began reading books each day at the library about anything and everything from homeopathy to reflexology. Sounds like you're a spiritual giant that came to this world to help people get well. That's what this sounds like, Chris, that you already came into this world with the healing power. You were sent here to help. So that's what that sounds like. I am 20 years old now and have committed myself to furthering my knowledge and love in this field. Sounds like you're here. You're here to do this with the rest of us. So welcome to the team. Iridology is by far one of the most intriguing studies. Isn't that neat? I love it. I love it since the first day I found it. I said, this tool is unbelievable. And the medical people drop it. Of course. Thank you. Because now we've got it and we love it. All you have to do is take it on, though. You guys discovered it. I have recently purchased The Science and Practice of Iridology by Bernard Jensen and found the book truly fascinating. I tell you what, I was blown away at his ranch. He was working on computer work in iridology before computers were probably even half built. This guy was unreal. I love the guy. Both my fiance and close friend, family members know I have a passion for this field and believe I should earnestly pray. And you don't have to pray, do it. You know you were sent here. Don't pray for it. Make it happen. You're God. You were sent here. You're the one. Just make it happen. Don't have to pray for it. You make it happen in your world. That's why you're here. You are the instrument through which God works. Make it happen. The only problem is I am colorblind. I am capable of differentiating basic colors such as blue, red, green, orange, and stuff. Well, work on your health and see if you can't change that. I need some of you to change your color blindness so we can show them. I haven't had enough cases in here to anybody working on it. Change your eye. Change that color blindness, and you should be doing well, my friend. Congratulations, Chris. However, it is more fine colors which tend to cause me trouble. Well, it's the very thing. I think you can get your color back. I think that once you get upper circ, brain and nerve, get your lymph cleaning and stuff, you're going to see a whole nother thing. But you can still read the fibers and stuff. So you would just have to, you wouldn't have a chance. You'll have to figure a way to determine browns from blues. But I don't know. It'd sure be neat to see somebody change their color blindness. Could you advise whether or not they're still away from my dream? Well, we got to find a way, especially looking at fibers. The color of eyes, not necessarily an issue. Checking how to learn the lymph, and I'll do that when I get the next. I'll remember what you're saying, and the next Monday when I go over the eyes, I'll show you how I think you can do this. I have done many fasts and diets in order to restore my health when I was an adolescent and would gladly begin a new diet. Yes, and having my vision, I would. And you could even use a eye glandular. Sounds gross, but let me tell you, I've been in the emergency room watching humans having their eyes harvested. I truly appreciate you taking time. Oh, absolutely. Kind God, Christopher. Definitely, my friend. I love people like you. Are you kidding me? You're something else. You were sent here to do this. You just work on your own health, keep working, and you keep helping others. Definitely. I put color blindness in iridology. Okay. Here's a good one. I have one kidney as I gave my other one to my partner in April of this year. Wow. You know what's sad is that we're having to give up our kidneys to help others when we so desperately need both. I just find the allopathic community obscene. They're obscene. You can rebuild kidney tissue. Your kidneys, I'm going to put this out there. I'll bet you 80% to 90% of kidney transplants are unnecessary. That we can rebuild kidneys at almost a degenerative level. I've done it. I've seen it. I just think we have to turn this around. These sweet people that are giving up their body organs to help their loved ones is to be commended. But It's not necessary. We can rebuild kidneys, and we must teach people. Remember, it is the adrenal glands on top that's more the problem than the kidneys. What about the adrenal glands? We just can't allow surgeons to come in and think that, because it is not a heal-all. It's not. It's not a fix-all. Now, since you have only one kidney, the question is obvious here, and they want to know how they take care of their kidneys. This is from Sam. It is obvious, Sam, that I feel proteins damage kidneys. I don't only feel it, I know it, I've seen it, we've studied it. So, obviously, protein is out for you, but it should be out for most of us, not the food of choice. You want to stay on a good fruit, berry, and melon and vegetarian diet. You can have vegetables, steamed vegetables, but I would stay away from the complex foods. The more complex foods, the harder it is on the body, and the more acidic they are anyway. Keep your life simple. Keep your eating simple. Make sure you don't get any edema. Make sure your lymph isn't backing up. Make sure you take care of that one kidney you have. The Kidney One formula is a beautiful formula to do that. Get your adrenal gland or glands up, and just make your body healthy, my friends. All you can do, just to keep making your body healthy, healthy, healthy. I would do detox moderately as opposed to aggressively now. Because of only one kidney, I would detox slower than faster. Steamed vegetables probably in your diet would be advisable at night to keep that kind of at a regulated pace. But we've had a lot of people in here with kidney transplants detoxifying, and we've had a lot of people in here with only one kidney. Never had a problem one. But keep that kidney well. Stay away from proteins and complex foods. Keep your body simple, and everything is good. I'm going to cut off here and talk to you guys this weekend. I'll sneak in here and do a longer video. So, I'd like to do another spiritual video, but I'm trying to interlace spirituality in these because I don't really have a lot to say anymore about spirituality. I used to think I had a lot to say. Now I find I don't have much to say because it really boils down to, and I guess my gig here has always been to take the complex and make it simple, because that's the only way the average layperson or the average person can perceive it. And that's all we need anyway. We don't need the heaviness of the mind. So really, simplicity of spirituality is stop thinking and stop talking, and there's nothing you won't know. Bottom line. So just keep it simple. Keep your life as an observer as opposed to a thinker. Stop desiring all these things in life and just be happy with yourself in the moment. You're all you got. And we all need to bond together, so all of us is all we got's become the one big all we got, which becomes God again. Notice the 1-11-11. It's all becoming one again. That's what that is. It's all life is becoming one again. It's about the individual and about the one. Love you all. You have fun today and this weekend. I hope this finds you well. If not, get yourself well, and we'll be proud to help you. And the YouTubers, all those on Facebook, thank you so much. I love all you guys on all these other sites that's dedicated their time and efforts to our focus and us getting the world well. Thank you so much, and carry on. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you. Mwah.